download and do whatever that needs to be done. But for today, I didn't upload anything because I did upload the slides. Here are the slides right here on your home page. I uploaded the slides and you have a home activity there. When you open those slides, there is a home activity. You will complete that. After completing that, anyway, we did the corrections and we are finishing off the corrections today, but there are still some of the questions that we won't be able to finish today. So what you need to do is go to classrooms. You see here, right here, you will click. I wrote homework submission. Nah. This is what you will see in your laptop or your tablet or your phone, right? And in order to submit, you will click here. You see here, they say no due date. I didn't put a due date because we are quite new here, but I think the second assignment that I will put, I will definitely have a due date because guys, like we can't move in a slow pace. We need to develop, right? We need to get going, you understand? And we need to grow up and have due dates so that in the future, when you need to submit things at the university, you won't be late. You'll be used to it by now because in your grade 8, you had due dates and you accomplished that, right? So this is what you will see after that. I said upload anytime and I created this few minutes ago. So what you will do is press view assignment. After that, you will press view assignment, and this is the home page, the page that you will see. They say 100 points. Below, add class comment. You don't need to add any class comment unless if you want me to do something for you, that will be a comment. But in order to upload your assignment, it can either be typed, you can take a picture, you can type it, take a picture, scan it, whatever, it's fine. And what you need to do, you see here your work. They said add or create. So you will press add or create in order to upload. They say here, if you create new, like creating new, it is when you will type using this documents, slides, sheets, or drawings. You will choose. But for us, in this case, we don't need slides, but we'll definitely need sheets in some other time. But you can use docs and type your work there. After typing your work, you will just press enter. You will see it's very easy. But for those who are uploading, I feel like it's easier to upload. Just do your work on your laptop or your phone and save it, and then you will upload it right here. And when you do upload it, you will press file. You see file right here. Either you saved it on your phone files or your Google Drive. If you have it on your Google Drive, the assignment that you need to submit, you will press Google Drive. If you have it in your files, you will press file. Let's say you have it in your downloads or your documents or whatever, you will press file. Okay, so let's press file then. You see file, you will get to this point, recent, upload, and all that. So you will press here, you say select file from your device, meaning your device, any device, your phone, your laptop, or your tablet. That's where you will press. And then here you will choose, your assignment, and then you will upload it. After uploading it, definitely I will see it. And there's no due time. So to test yourself, just write it down, take a picture, and then send it. Just upload it, right? And then you'll be good to go. If you have any questions, guys, you can leave your comment right here. You can leave your comment. You can leave your comment in the homepage, on our homepage where it's written stream. You can leave your comment here if you have any question and I will answer you. Don't worry. Yes, you can take a photo if you don't mind and then upload the picture of where you have written your work. It's fine. Or you can type, and after typing using Word document, it's fine. Or you can use PDF, it's fine. Just upload your work and I will give you your marks. and you will also see, but yeah, we'll talk about that. But for now, I hope you have a clear view on what's happening there. All right, so let's go back to our work for today. So guys, we are using okay, so yesterday we finished number 1, we did number 3, so now we are left with number 4 and 5. So when we need to do number 4 and 5, they say number 4, we as guys, we are still doing problem solving. We are solving problem using fractions of a whole number or a group. This is what we are doing today and for probably the rest of the week. Right. So solution then. Let's do number 4. So now we are doing number 4, and this was supposed to be your home activity. I hope you have your pens and your calculators and everything there with you. Right. So let's look at number 4 then. So number 4, they say Hamad is a cricket player. He spends 3/8 of his money on cricket ball. Right. Number 1, 4.1, calculate how much money he has to start with if the ball cost 48 rands. So it means basically this person has his money in total, the fraction of his total money is 8/8, right? But he spends 3/8 of his money on his cricket ball. So 5/8 of his money, we don't know what it is. But basically, number 4.1, they're asking us his total money, like his 8/8, his total money before he would buy a ball. Like they say how much money he has to start. Yeah, the money he has to start if the ball cost 48 rand. So how much money does he have before buying the ball? He has to start with that money, like, you understand? So how much money does he have before buying the ball? So we need to know how much is 5/8, right? When we know how much is 5/8, then we'll add it with 3/8. And then that's when we will have our total money. The total money he has before he can buy his ball, which is 48 rands. So let's do it together then. So to make it easier, what I usually do, okay, let's write it right here. What I usually do is, okay, I think we can use the whiteboard. What I usually do is we have 4.1, right? 4.1. So the ball is 48 rand. The ball is 48 rand. And 48 rand basically is our 3/8. Because they say he used 3/8 of his money to buy a cricket ball. So this is how much he used for his cricket ball. So we need to find out first how much is 5/8. What is, how much is it? And then after getting it, we'll add this plus 48 rand. And then we'll have our final answer, right? So let's do this. What I usually do, I would like to find out how much is 1/8. In that way, it will be easier for us to get 2/8, 5/8, 6/8. You're right. So let's find how much is 1/8. So finding how much is 1/8, guys, how much do you think it is? Like, let me ask there in the comments. You will say 48 rand, obviously. 48 rand, and you will divide by what to find out how much is 1/8, right? So in the comments there, guys, can you tell me how much is 1/8? Because now we have 3/8 8, 5/8. But firstly, we must find out how much is 1/8 in order for us to calculate. It will be much easier for us to calculate how much is 8/8, right? And they have the same denominator, so when we add, it's easier. We don't have to find any lowest common multiples. So in this case, we need to find out how much is 1/8, since 48 is 3/8. So how much is 1/8? You can comment. It's a little bit difficult. Okay. 1/8 is how much? Okay, you guys are so smart. So we'll say 48 rand divide by 3, which will give us 16 rands. So 16 rands, basically it's 1/8. That's 16 rands right here. You can see it. So our 1/8 is 16 rands. And 2/8, it's obviously 16 plus 16, which is 32. And 3/8 is 32 plus 16, which gives us 48. Right. So now let's find our 5/8. So when we do find our 5/8, what we will do, we'll say 16 multiply by 5. And how much do we get? We will get 80. So our 5/8 equals to 80. And our 3/8 equals to 48. So guys, tell me the total money of this particular person. Like Rahan, how much does he have before buying the ball? How much is his 8/8? How much does Rahan, sorry for pronouncing his name wrong. How much does this person have before buying the ball? The total money he has before buying the ball. How much does he have? You can comment how much does he have. It's not a difficult question, this one. Yes, you guys are smart. So the money he has is 128. How did we reach that point? We said 80 rands because here our 5/8 equals to 80 rand and 3/8 equals to 48 rand. So his total money is 128, and the fraction for 128 is 8/8, right? I hope you guys understand, because you see our denominators are the same, and when we are adding fractions with the same denominator, we don't find any lowest common multiple. We just calculate it the way it is. We just add 3 plus 5, just like that. Now, so our answer for number 4.1 equals to 128. That's our answer for 4.1. That's how much he has. The money that he starts with before he can buy the ball, which is 48 rands. Right. So let's go to the second question. So the second question is how much money has he left after paying for the ball? Oh, the person who wrote it, how much money he has left after paying for the ball. So how much money does he have in his pocket at this moment after buying the ball? How much money does he have at this moment after buying the ball, which is 48 rand. So let's do 4.2. So 4.2, he has, so we'll take his total money, which is 128, subtract by the ball, which is 48 rand, and his final answer, the money he has at the moment equals to how much is 80 rands. Okay, let's write it. Good. So this person has 80 rands in his pocket. That's how much he has left with at this moment, right? So probably this will be like 2 marks or so. Okay, so let's move on to the second question, which is our number 5. So number 5, we have Samuel. Okay, his name, the fourth one, his name was Hamad. Okay, we have Samuel in this case. So Samuel is a sheep farmer. So Samuel has sheep. Samuel has sheep. So good, good. Like guys, he's a good farmer. This one, he sold 2/7 of his 4,970 sheep to a neighbor. So Samuel sold his sheep to a neighbor. How many sheep? They didn't tell us the number, but they told us the fraction. The fraction, which is 2/7 of his 4,970 sheep to his neighbor. So the remaining sheep were sold to his brother, and they say 1/10 of his remaining sheep to his brother. So he sold to his neighbor, and he also sold the sheep to his brother, right? So now the question is, how many sheep does he have left, and what fraction of the original number of sheep does he have? So the question is right here, we need to know how many sheep are left. We need to write how many sheep are left. That's our answer. And the second answer that they want is the fraction, right? The fraction of the sheep and of the fraction of the leftover sheep of the original number he has left with. Right. So let's do this one. You can see that this person has 4,970 sheep, and he sold, firstly he sold 7/2, then secondly he sold 1/10 of his sheep, right? So let's do this one. Then we need our not a smart board, we need our whiteboard, right? So we have number 5. Number 5. So this person has how many sheep? He has 4,970 sheep, right? He sold 2/7 of his sheep. So we'll say over 1 because we are working with fractions. Multiply by 2/7. Right. Okay. So let's do our multiplication then. We'll say 4,970 multiply by 2/7. So he sold 1,420 to his neighbor. So this is the sheep that he sold to his neighbor, guys. And guys, when we are doing problem solving, maybe you're asking yourself, why are we not simplifying, right? We are working with real life situation, right? So if we simplify, we are minimizing the numbers of the sheep. So we need to work with the sheep that we have and find out the amount that this person needs to sell to his brothers and neighbors. So okay, this is the amount he sold to his neighbor. So now let's find out the remaining shift after selling them to his brother. So how much did he have? He has 1970 subtract 1,420, and our answer will be 7,550 left. So this is the number of sheep left before he can sell his remaining sheep to his brother, because now he has sold 1,420 sheep to his neighbor, right? So now he can sell it to his brother. Okay, so let's have a clean slate. So this this sheep goes to his brother. He sold this to his brother. So how many sheep are remaining at this point, since now he has sold to his neighbor and the brother? So how many are we left now? We have, we'll say 3,550 minus. So this is the remaining sheep after he has sold everything to his neighbor and his brother. So now he has left with 3,195 sheep. So the question was also, what is the fraction for this person, the fraction? So what is the fraction for this amount right here? So let's write the fraction then. So the fraction is 3,195 over 4,970. So this is his fraction at this moment. He has left with 3,195,000 and over the original amount of the ships, the original amount which was 4,970. So guys, can we simplify this fraction? Because now we are done, we have our final answer, we are done. So can we simplify this fraction? And if we do, what is our highest common factor for both of these numbers, which is 3,195 and 4,970. Okay, let's check there in the comments. Okay, it's 5, so let's simplify it. Okay, Ntlanta. So our highest common factor is how much? 5. Correct, it's 5. That's true. That's 5. Okay. Guys, we can simplify this number to, so when we do simplify it, we'll have 9 over, oh, we need a new slate at this point. For those who are getting the answer, how did we get the final answer? Okay, guys, so our highest common factor for both of these numbers, guys, is 355. Okay, where can we write it? Okay, let's have a clean slate right now. So we had 3195 over 4970. So we must get our highest common factor. Some of you guys said 5 years. There are 5 years, but it's not our highest common factor, but it is a factor. You can still use it to simplify the fractions, right? So the number that we got is 355. And after getting our 355, obviously we'll say this number divide by 355 and this particular number divide by 355, and our final fraction will be 4 over 14, not 4 over 14, 9 over 14, sorry guys, it's 9 over 14. So this will be our simplified proper fraction, right? So let's go to the next question. Let me see here in the comments. Okay, correct. Yes, it's 355. Correct. Yes, so let's move on. So the question, so now we are done with number 5. Guys, I hope you do understand. We are done with number 5. So let's move on to the next slide. So the next slide right here, they say Sicelo gives 5 rand and Sylvia gets 7 rand to buy a packet of sweets. How much share the sweet if they are 24 sweets in the packet, guys? Let's change the names. Sicelo, we can say Sicelo, it's Mpo, and Sylvia is Zuki. So Sylvia is our Zuki name. So we have Mpo and Zuki, not Sicelo and Sylvia. Mpo and Zuki. So Mpo gives 5 rand and Zuki also gives 7 rand. So like basically they are sharing the amount. Let's say you and your friend, for example, ne? So you and your friend, you want to buy sweets, ne? A packet of sweets, and this packet of sweets cost like 10 rands. Let's say those packet of sweets cost 10 rands, right? So since this packet of sweets cost 10 rand, and there are, let's say there are 15 sweets inside. So let's do our example right here. So this is you and your friends. The packet costs 10 rands. That's the cost of our packet. And you and your friend wants to buy it. And the sweets inside, they are 15 sweets in the inside of the packet, right? And again, you have 8 rand. Let's say you have 8 rand and your friend's contribution is 2 rand. So your friend will contribute 2 rand and you will contribute 8 rand. So you guys now wants to know how many sweets will each person get. And obviously the person who contributed the most will receive more sweets, right? So you contributed 8 rand and your friend contributed 2 rands. So will you guys get half? You can't get half because you didn't contribute the same money. You must get the sweets according to what you guys contributed. Right. So let's work with this example first before we can go to Mpo and Zuki. So this one right here, you will have your money, which is 8 rand. You contributed 8 rand, right? Over how much? How much is the original packet of sweets? Over 10 rands, right? Over 10 multiply by 15, which is the number of the sweets over what? So how many sweets will you get? You will probably receive 12 sweets. You will receive 12 sweets. Let's change the ink to green. You will get 12 sweets. that's how many sweets you will get. You will get 12 sweets because you contributed 8 rand. You contributed 8 rand and your friend contributed 2 rand. So right here, let's write your friend's equation because you want to share and you don't know how to calculate it, guys. And you see this real life situation, it will also help you when you and your friends are, let's say, if this is your real life situation, it will help you to calculate how much will each person receive. So your friend had contributed 2 rand over how much? Over 10 rand, or multiply by 15 over 1. So how many sweets will your friends receive? Your friend will receive 8 sweets. You understand? So now let's, not 8 sweets. He will receive 3 sweets, not 8, because they must add up to 15. Your friend will receive, okay, let's erase this and write it correctly. So 2 over 10 multiplied by 15 is 3. So your friend will get 3 sweets and you will get 12 sweets because he or she contributed 2 rands and you contributed 8 rands. So this is how you guys will share, right? So let's do this example then, because I've explained what this question requires us to do. Okay, so we have these people. So Mpo contributed 5 rand and Zuki contributed 7 rand. You can see right here, 5 rand and 7 rand. That's the fraction for each, and we added both of the money. We added 5 plus 7, which will give us 12 friends. So that's 12, 5 over 12, and Zuki contributed 7 over 12. We did add both of the fractions, you see. So now let's see how much will each person receive. How many sweets will each person receive? So for example, Mpo will say 5 over 12 multiplied by 24 over 1, and Mpo will receive 10 sweets, right? And Zuki, now let's calculate the fraction for Zuki. How many sweets will she get? So this Zuki right here, his or her fraction is 7 over 12 multiplied by 24 over 1. She will get 14 sweets, right? I hope this makes sense, guys. It's the ratio of people sharing, like the problem solving for people sharing the sweets or the money, right? So let's go to number 2 then. Number 2 is a bit interesting. I love this question so much. So number 2, they say to earn pocket money, we have Mkolisi, Jenny, and Siabonga work in a shop for 3, 4, and 5 hours respectively. Meaning, when they say respectively, they say each person separately. So each person will work 3 hours, Jenny 4 hours, and Siabonga 5 hours. So let's do this right here. So let's dedicate the hours for each person. So Mkolisi will work for 3 hours, and Jenny will work for how many hours? 4 hours, and Siabonga will work for how many hours? 5 hours. And basically, you can see right here, like this question is leading to sharing. You can see that, right? It's leading to sharing. But let's answer the first question first. The first question, they say, what fraction of the total amount paid does each person receive? So we need to dedicate a fraction. We need to write a fraction for each person. So when we do write our fraction, let's do it right here. Let me do it right here with you guys on our whiteboard. So we have Mkolisi, who works for how many hours? Mkolisi definitely works for 3 hours, right? So we have fraction from Mkolisi, which is 3 over 12. And how did we get 3 over 12? We said 3 plus 4 plus 5. That's how we got our 12. That's how we got our 12, right? Okay, so let's have a fraction for Jenny. Jenny will receive 4/12 hours, right? And Siyabonga has more money, 5/12. You know how we received this 12, right? So we have answered our first question, right? So let's go to the second question. So the second question, they say, calculate the total amount paid if Siyabonga earns 67 rand, 50. So in this case, guys, we must know how much is it per hour, because you see Siyabonga worked for 5 hours and he or she received 67 rand 50. So how much is he getting per hour? So they say calculate the total amount paid if Siyabonga earns 67 rand 50. These people earn the very same money every hour, but they have different hours. They work in a shop. So Siyabonga now is getting 67 rand 50. So how much is it per hour? How will we receive, or how much is it per hour? Let's erase this so we can write it right here. So per hour, it's how much? Per hour, we'll most definitely say 67 rand 50 divide by 5 hours. And we will receive how much? Our answer will be 13 rand 50. 13 rand 50 will be our answer, right, per hour. So now, since we know that it's per hour, we must calculate the total amount paid to everyone. They say when you see total, guys, just think of everything total of everything. So in order to get our total, we'll most definitely have our money, which is 13 rand 50 an hour, multiply by the total hours, which is 12 hours, right? So our answer for number 2 will be what? Our answer will most definitely be 162. This is the total amount that is paid to everyone, right? That is paid to everyone, the total amount for everyone in general. Here they say calculate what Mutolisi and Jenny are each getting. So in the comment, guys, can you tell me how much does Mpolisi get? Okay, let's do the one from Mpolisi first, and you can tell me the money for Jenny. So let's do Mpolisi. Mpolisi worked for how many hours? Only for 3 hours. That's Mpolisi. So guys, how much will Jenny receive? Okay, we have 3 minutes. I'm not seeing the time. So Jenny will most definitely get, because she worked for 4 hours. So we'll have her hours right here, which is 4 hours multiplied by per hour. Because our per hour rate is 13 rand 50. 4 hours multiplied by 13 rand 50 equals to how much? 54 rands, equals to 54 rands. So now we are done with Jenny and Mkolisi. So now, guys, we are done with number 1, 2, and 3. So let's move to the next question, the last one before we end our lesson. It's literally the last one. And when we are done with this one, we'll be good to go. Right. So they say problem solving, addition, and subtraction. Right. The statement is a school building takes up 1/3 of the school grounds. 3/8 of the school grounds is used to support the field. What fraction of the school grounds is left for playing? So basically, we have a school ground. How many school ground are we talking about? The school plot, basically. We have only one school plot. We don't have four. There's only one school plot, right? So since there's only one school plot, on that one plot, it takes up 1/3 of the school grounds, right? And 3/8 of the school grounds is used for sports. So what will be the remaining fraction after that? So basically here, guys, you will add both of the fractions, which is your building. You will add the fraction for the building, and you will also add the fraction for the sport field, because in your plot, guys, there's a school building, and again there's a sport field, right, in a school plot. Yeah, in a school land, there the plot, there's only one plot, and there's a building and a school field, and there are other spaces again for learners to play, right? So here you can see that the building has taken up space and the school grounds has taken up space. Now we must find what is the fraction of the remaining space. So in this case, you will add your fractions. When you add your fractions, we know what to do, right? We must find our lowest common multiples in this case. So here's our fraction. We can add our fractions right here, but before we do add them, we must get our lowest common multiples first before we can add them. So our lowest common multiple for 3 and 8, our denominators, remember, for 3 and 8 is 24. So since it's 24, how many times did we move? We remember yesterday we talked about that. How many times did we move? We moved 8 times, right? On the first fraction right here, to actually reach 24. In the multiples of 3, we moved 8 times, and in the multiples of 8, we only moved 3 times. So here's it. You must multiply your 8 by your numerator and denominator. 1 multiplied by 8 and 3 multiplied by 8, and here will be our new fraction, and this will be our second new fraction. You see right here, this will be our second new fraction, and then you will add your fractions. You will add your fractions as the way you know it, right? Here's it. When you add them, you will actually receive 17/24. Okay, the time is up. 17/24 of your fractions, right? So now we need to subtract this one plot because we only have one land, which is one plot. So in our fraction, we'll have 1/1 subtract 17/24. And guys, you remember when we are adding and we are subtracting fractions, we must get our lowest common multiple. So our lowest common multiple for 24 and 1 is what? Our lowest common multiple for 24 and 1 is what? It's 24. I said that our lowest common multiple for 1 and 24, it's 24. So basically, when we are counting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 until 24, we moved how many times? It's quite obvious. We moved 24 times, right? So we'll multiply this, multiply by 24, and we'll multiply this one by 24. So our new fraction will be 24/24 subtract 17/24. So let's do it then. So we'll have 24 subtract 17 will give us, let's write it right here. let's have a small box. So 24 minus 17 is 7, and we keep our denominator, obviously, and we'll have 24. Right. So, guys, we are done with this one. You need to do your home activity. Here's your home activity. Anyway, I have uploaded this slides to your Google Classroom. In your Google Classroom, the slides are there and this activity is there. Please do the activity and upload it. I did show you how you must upload it at the beginning of our lesson. You can upload it there. Please don't forget, we don't have any due date, but you can upload it anytime, anytime. Thank you guys so much for joining me again. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Please come back.